All right, ooh, I got hair sticking up right over there. Good morning, Periscope. We're about to paint Levitate style. Wow, I had no idea all that was sticking up there, guys. Sorry about that, it's embarrassing. But, good morning. Let's turn this around now, and we are looking at this drawing I just did of Leo Chan. We're about to paint Levitate style, wearing Matiere. Are you on Periscope? You are? Levitate style?
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and follow him on Periscope as well. It's Levitate style. And we're just about to get started painting this piece. So hang out with me for 15-20 minutes. We're gonna get started using this Bombay Black Dr. P.H. Martin's India ink. It's a beautiful light fastness, great dark color. And let me actually, just before I start painting, let me give you guys a little tour of my space today. It's looking much better than it did yesterday. I have a little bit more height than yesterday, so I'm not going to break my back. And we have the man himself right there, Levitate. So we're about to do this painting of him with his gorgeous lambskin Matiere jacket. And we're going to start with the blacks. Start with this India ink here. Thanks for the love. Good morning, everybody, or afternoon or evening, depending on where you are in the world. Let me know where you guys are at in the world right now. I'm over here in Las Vegas painting with Project Show. I'd love to hear where you guys are hanging out at the moment, see where everybody's from. Oh, you're in Vegas! What, are you at one of the shows there, Cody? Or do you live in Vegas? Nice. What show are you at, brother? Brazil. Anna, nice to have you with us. Falo pouco de português. One day I want to learn more Portuguese. We'll see what happens. Ha! You got some company over. You gotta entertain a little bit. The shows are dope. I'm here at one of the fashion trade shows. Honestly, I have no idea what there is to do in Vegas. I'm sure you guys can gamble. That's something people do in Vegas, is that right? Un pouco de português, very little. I lived in Portugal for 3 months, and I tried to learn. It was really difficult. It's coming straight from English to trying to learn Portuguese, but I would love to learn. My wife and I are going to spend a year in Italy, but then we're planning to spend a year in Brazil after that, so we'll see what happens. I would really love to speak Portuguese. It's such a beautiful language. I do, I know. This is Leo Chan. He was just over here a minute ago. He's a Levitate style. He's here at the shows, but based in New York. Você morou em Portugal? I caught just parts of that. Speaking something in Portugal. And 3 months. And I still didn't learn the language now. That's pretty embarrassing, I realize. Thank you for the love, everybody. I appreciate that. And go ahead and tap if you are enjoying the drawing. This painting of Leo Chan from Levitate style, wearing this gorgeous lambskin Matiere jackets. Matiere is showing here at Project Show this week. Hello, sir. How are you? Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. So, so we're gonna do a little bit more of the ink here before we move on to adding the watercolor. It's such a soft blue. It's really gorgeous. I think you guys are gonna fall in love with the color like I have. So this is a brush, and I just buy any old brush, but it's a really long brush that's able to have a nice point to it. And I get my ink, which is a Bombay Black India ink from Dr. P.H. Martin. Which is, I've used so many India inks, and the P.H. Martin brand is the best, especially the Bombay Black. They have other brands that aren't as waterproof. This is, thanks for that question, this is Levitate Style. Leo Chan from Levitate Style. He's a New York-based fashion blogger. He's here at the show with the Blogger Project. So I snapped a shot of him wearing this Matiere jacket. So if you guys want to see more of who I'm drawing here, follow Levitate Style on Instagram or on Twitter or on Snapchat. Really cool dude, great style. Sunflowerman. Hey. Well, I went to a couple different schools, but I'll tell you, I didn't graduate from either one. I have my issues with art school. So most of what I do now, I just figured out on my own. Studying the masters, also that includes contemporary masters and traditional masters of illustration. Thank you. I've just kind of, you know, figured it out as I've gone along. It can be very difficult, especially if you're just getting into watercolors. In the very beginning, watercolors are a pain. But once you learn to love them, they're amazing. You can do amazing things. When I'm finished with this painting, I'll show you guys a little bit of some of the more detailed work, so you can get an idea. Of what you can do with watercolor. I've used watercolor pencils in the past. It's not, you can get a similar aesthetic, but it's not as freeing as actually using watercolor paints. Something about using the watercolor paints that is, it's a little zen. It's almost meditative, where colored pencils are just a different practice. You can get a similar look, which is totally great if that's what you want, but the act of creating is a very different act with pencils versus watercolors. Not too restrictive, just different. Maybe for me it's too restrictive, but there's something just different about painting with the water and the ink and the pigment versus laying down with a pencil. They can both be very meditative. They're just different. I don't know, that's a horrible description. Different, but that's the best thing I have off the cuff. Okay, great. So if you guys are just joining, this is Leo Chan of Levitate Style. Really dope menswear blogger from New York. He's wearing a Matiere jacket here, lambskin. You know what I really do? I really enjoy periscoping while I'm painting. Interacting with people is a lot of fun. Getting questions, like fielding that question just there, how do I like Periscope? It's a great way to get to know people and share what I do at the same time. Obviously very shallow like knowledge of people. Getting to know people in person is much more interesting. This is a great way to start building connections, you know? Sharing what I do at the same time. And since we're focusing mainly on the jacket here, I'm going to let the pants kind of just wash out here. It's an editorial decision just to let this be suggestive of his legs there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this nice harsh black line, kind of ground the figure. Oh, I really like that. That's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Okay, so the black ink is done. What I'm going to do now is add the watercolors here. I'm going to tilt this down so you guys get a more of an overview. There we go. It's not a right or a wrong way to go about it. In my opinion, I think whatever works best for you. Because I used to also outline afterward. I just found that this process is a little bit easier for me to work with. So we're going to lay in just the soft color for the beginning of the jacket here. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well.
All right, I'm glad to hear it. How are you enjoying the show?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. All right. Have you made it around yet?
No, we're on our way.
Ah, gotcha. Just entering now. Well, thanks for hanging out, Anna. Hopefully you'll join me again. I'd love to chat with you and paint with you for a while. But enjoy your day. That's an interesting question. I don't know what style you would call it necessarily. It's a fashion illustration, so it's kind of known by its bold lines and bright colors. But other than that, I don't know if it has a specific style. Sunflowerman, I think you've seen him. I like that description a lot. That's what I'll just say from now on. This is it's a Sunflowerman style of artwork here. So that's a great way to kind of let in the soft sleeves of the jacket. And the sleeves are white as well as the collar. It's just a very soft palette on this piece, which is part of what makes it so beautiful. So now I'm going to lay in some of the facial color here. The ink I also don't add very much water when I put the ink on. So the ink is really wet when it goes on, but my brush is not wet, which allows the ink to dry really fast. So that's a little secret tip there. But part of it's just the Bombay Black ink dries really fast. It's part of its, I guess how they make it too dry fast, which is part of the reason I love it so much. Okay, so now that I laid in some of the pigment, what I'm doing now is I'm taking just a wet brush and softening the edges on what I laid in there. No, this won't be for him, so I'm painting this for Project Show. But he will get to use this on social media. I'll shout out on my social media as well, Sunflowerman on Instagram, on Tumblr, and Facebook. Twitter. Occasionally when I do stuff for the Daily Fashion Project, which is a Sunflowerman project of mine, I do gift those illustrations to the people I paint. Okay, so now that we've done this, I need to go back into the jacket. And it has this interesting patterning, which I have to try to pull out. So it's kind of just this watery texture of blue. So we're gonna, I don't know exactly how this is gonna work out. We'll find out together. I think and as it dries, it'll dry a little bit lighter. So it's a bit darker than I want it to be at the moment, but once it dries, it'll look lighter. And the reason it looks darker is because the water and the pigment before it dries captures the light really well, and it makes it look more like it has a deeper value to it. I don't know why that is. Something about the way that light works with water. Oh, that texture's looking gorgeous. I'm loving it. Wow, that's amazing. I love it. Thanks for the love, everybody. And since the sleeves are white, I'm just going to go ahead and add a bit of gray to demonstrate the shadows. I have this graphite gray that I like with this watercolor. It's really soft, it doesn't get too dark. Allows me to just lay in some nice shadows on white areas. Ah, that's great. Loving that. So now I want to add a little bit of shadow in the jacket. So I'm taking a darker blue and just laying it in for a shadow here. How's it going?
Good, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, having a good time. Yeah.
How many are you doing a day?
About 3. 3 seems to be what I can manage here at the shows. They're fast paintings, but there's just so much that goes on here. Yeah. So it's about all I can do just to get 3 done. So 2 of these, one of the ones I did yesterday is missing, but I did both of those yesterday. Are you enjoying the show so far?
Yeah, just flew in this morning, staying for the day, and then going home.
Oh yeah, where's home?
Salt Lake City.
Okay. It's what, hour flight? 2-hour flight?
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Like, gate to gate, probably 2 hours.
Okay, that's not too bad. Nice. I've been into Salt Lake one time in a layover. It's gorgeous at the airport.
Oh, absolutely.
Really beautiful. Did you grow up there or did you move there?
I moved there, originally from Idaho.
Okay.
What did you first hone your skill on?
Ooh, it had to be dinosaurs back in first grade.
Killer.
Yeah, and they were eating each other, like dying in volcanoes. Lots of pterodactyls and T-Rexes. Do I know what you're doing right now, CNM? I have no idea. Are you painting?
Me?
We're on Periscope as well. We're on Periscope right now as well. we can still have a conversation. I was letting you know that I was just talking to a person, not just going crazy. How are you doing, ma'am?
Good. I was just curious. I was watching you.
Oh yeah. Thanks for coming on by.
Wow. So you sell these?
Yeah, I sell them. I think these I charge $200 for. And then yeah, you can flip through those. That's more of my editorial style, where this is more fast fashion and product focused. Thank you so much, Tina.
Oh, you're very talented.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, so I just have one last step that I'm going to add on to here. We're just going to add a little bit of white to a couple areas to bring out the details. And then I'll give you a quick overview of the painting, show you what I worked on yesterday, and we'll do this again later. Have you experimented with Periscope at all?
No, I've heard of it, and that's it. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
really know.
You know, it's been a lot of fun. So it's basically a product by Twitter, and you just stream live video. So people can text in questions or comments. It's addicting, yep. Broke Mama just said it's very addicting. It really is. So we have people from all over, somebody from Vegas, somebody from Turkey. Who else? I don't remember where everybody's from. Right? Oh, Texas, Broke Mama from Texas.
Do you use it a lot or just when you're here?
Well, when I paint at home as well, when I do this style, I'll do Periscope as well. So it's a lot of fun. Alabama, we have Alabama as well. I've only been through Alabama. I've never stopped. From Atlanta to Texas, I've cut through before. To see a Billy Reed store, which I love. How are you folks doing?
What are you doing?
I'm doing some live painting here with Project this week.
Stop.
Yeah, so just pulling out some brands, and so I did these two yesterday. There's another one floating around that I did yesterday. So we're featuring the Troubadour rucksack and the Craft Atlantic jacket there. And then the rest of this part, I think, is what I did in New York. Project in New York. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Yeah.
You're the Sunflowerman.
I'm the Sunflowerman. That is me.
Very cool. I'll get close enough.
All right, so you know what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to add a little bit more shadow to Leo's face, get a little bit more dimension, so it's less flat. How are you doing, ma'am? Here we go. I like that much better. Adding some darks in here. Give Leo a more round face instead of a flat watercolor face. Yeah. One guy just looked at me like I was crazy. Like, what are you asking me right now? It's pretty funny. The phone's here, but people, it's not as common to do Periscope, I think. Yeah. Seeing him, you can stop crying. You'll get this good as well. You just got to keep painting, keep practicing. All right. Oh, actually, there's one last thing. Ooh, keep forgetting things. So we're just gonna paint a little bit of blue on this NATO strap. Oh, C&M, I bet you could be much better than me. Ah, thank you so much. Thank you. So this is, I'm going to pull this off the stand now. So that's Leo Chan wearing a Matiere, this gorgeous, gorgeous lambskin jacket. Thank you for the support there. C&M really is amazing. You guys should follow C&M on Instagram as well. She does fashion illustration, which is gorgeous. You just need to keep working at it and be more confident, I think. So then this is what I did yesterday. We did this troubadour jacket, or troubadour rucksack, which Stephen Onoja was wearing, and this Clay Chambers style Craft Atlantic jacket with this really, really cool pattern. It's too much work to put all the pattern in, so I just suggested it. And then I promised I was going to show one of these paintings with has a little bit more detail. So I also do this with watercolor, which is what I really love to do. So you can really see the details here. So really, really focus on capturing all the intricacies. So this is also one of the project show brands, one of the brands that's showing here. It's called Railwind. This is their jacket and their tie. This is what I really love. So you can do really great stuff like this piece here. I should do a more modern dinosaur, I think. Maybe it would look maybe something like this. Really cool, really detailed. Okay guys, thank you so much for around and say hey. I really appreciate you guys chatting with me and hanging out with me. Follow along, I'll be doing more periscoping tomorrow and later today as well. Yeah, thank you. And I'm going to try to follow, if I can figure it out, follow everybody back here. And everybody have a great day. Until see you next time.